Wisdom Coils, and welcome to the Natural Hair Channel where we keep it real. So today I'm going to be filming one of my more requested videos, which is natural hair tips and tips and tricks that I used to grow my hair. So right now I have it in a bun, and no, I don't have all that gel and all the slick back edges and all that unnecessary stuff. But I'm probably going to insert some pictures of me pulling my hair down to show you guys that I do have length. My hair is not the longest in the world, but it is certainly healthy and it is a nice length. So I'm going to show you guys that I know what I'm talking about in certain aspects. So, let's begin. So, I have them all written here. I have some notes written down. And I'm going to begin. So, tip number 1. Love your hair. Love the hair that grows out of your scalp. And love the texture that you were born with. So many people are always messaging me, asking me like how I got my hair to curl. Like when I post it when it's wet, I think I have like 3C4A curl pattern, and that's a very common curl pattern. But a lot of people think that I put some type of like texturizer into my hair. I would never put a texturizer in my hair, but a lot of people think that they should strive to have hair like somebody else, and that's the number one mistake, because that'll lead you to manipulate your hair a lot more, to add a lot of different chemicals and stuff in your hair that can damage your hair, and to get somebody else's curl pattern that they didn't manipulate their hair to get. So love what you have, okay? Good hair is healthy hair. Good hair is not hair in the 3s or the 2s of the natural hair spectrum. Good hair is hair that is healthy, that isn't dry and brittle and breaking. So love what you have, and by you loving what you have, it will prompt you to take better care of it in the long run, because you want to do right by your hair. So that's tip number 1. Number 2, which is going to be the tip that everybody tells you, but I can't express how important it is. Drink water, okay? Drink water. This is my, this is 2 liters. I fill it up and I drink it. Now, I should be like drinking one of these a day, but it usually takes me about 2 days. But you see here, it has the measurements, has the different times on it. It reminds you to drink, and it's good. It also, this one has like an infuser at the top. Let me show you guys. So I put a lemon slice in here, and it helps me drink it more because it has like some type of taste. I'm one of those people that can't really drink plain water because it has no taste. So yeah, drink water. Water flushes your body, not just for your hair, but for your whole body's sake. But to understand that, you guys gotta understand something. Our body is very complex, and that means that any nutrients that you get is going to go to keeping you alive first. Your body's going to take any nutrients you get, and they're going to put it into your heart, your liver, your lungs, your muscles, and everything that's going to sustain your life. And then after that, it's like, okay, I have some nutrients left over, so okay, let me put it in the hair. I'll put it in nails. Things that aren't important for life. So the more water you drink, which is within the healthy guidelines, because too much of anything is bad, but I think most people should drink like, I don't know, 8 glasses or whatever. But drinking a lot of water will help clear your skin up. It's just a good thing. Drink more water. Ignore the ice cream truck. But yeah, drink more water. Whatever you're drinking now, drink more of that, and it will, just go up and up until you get the benefits you want. So yeah, drink more water. Now, tip number 3: eat healthy and eat healthy and take vitamins. Now, you can take a multivitamin, a lot of multivitamins. It doesn't really matter what kind. You can go to the store, you can go to your pharmacy or whatever, get some over-the-counter, one a day men's, one a day women's. A lot of those have good vitamins in there for your body, but also for your hair. If you're going to want to take some vitamins that has some benefits towards your hair, get something with a lot of B vitamins in it, like biotin and stuff like that. Vitamin E for your skin, B12, all of that good stuff. Yeah, and you're also going to want to eat healthy, because if you're taking vitamins but you're not eating healthy, like I said before, your body's going to take all of those vitamins and put it towards more important bodily functions. So if you're eating like crap but you take vitamins, your health is going to improve, but you won't see any results as far as like any strength in your new growth, or you won't see any like improved growth rates or anything like that. Your nails won't get longer and stuff like that, because your body's going to take the nutrients and put it to important parts first. You can't just like take vitamins and say, okay, hair or body, put these vitamins towards my hair so I can have long, luxurious locks and only 10 years to live. Like, it doesn't work like that. So this is a natural hair channel where we keep it real, guys. I'm going to keep it real with you. So make sure to eat healthy. Healthy is subjective to anybody, but make sure you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Things like green leafy vegetables like spinach and kale. You can eat some broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, eggplant, squash, a bunch of different things. Eat what tastes good, but make sure you eat healthy, not just for your hair, but for your body and your overall quality of life. Yeah, so also tip number 4 is before I go to tip number 4, I'm still on tip number 3. If you're taking any vitamins that have like super high concentrations, drink more water, because a lot of people have an issue is where they take too much biotin. They can run into acne. Some people break out really bad if they take too much biotin. A lot of it's because some of these vitamins are super concentrated, so it has like 5,000% the amount you need, mostly because they have it that way so your body can absorb some, but it can also go to your hair. But make sure that you check with your doctor also before you take any vitamins. But you definitely want to you want to drink more water so it can better help your body process and flush out any extra excess, so you don't have oily just issues. So now on to tip number 4. Detangle correctly. Now, a lot of getting long hair has less to do with what grows out of your scalp and more to do with how you treat the hair that's already grown out. So a lot of people have very fast growth rates, but they break their hair off so often that they don't see any length. So I recommend detangling on wash day, or when your hair is wet and you have some type of conditioner in it with some slip. You can use tools, you can use your fingers, whatever, but if you're going to use a comb, use a wide tooth one. And if you're going to use a brush, use a detangling shower brush like this. This is what I use. It's called Detangle Buster. It's wet and dry. It doesn't matter. But this doesn't rip out any hair. It takes out the shed hairs, but it doesn't cause me any breakage if you use it the right way. So that's why I say detangle correctly, because you don't want to break off your hair if you're trying to grow it out. If you can grow 3 inches of hair this month, which is, I'm not to say it's impossible, but it's not super likely. But let's say you grow 3 inches of hair. If you break off 4 inches, you're going to think your hair got shorter when your body just produced 3 inches of hair. But if you're ripping through it and you broke off 4 inches, you see less hair. You see what I mean? So just make sure to detangle your hair correctly, and that leads into tip number 5. Trim is needed. Now, a lot of people, it may sound counterproductive, but it's very important to trim off your dead ends, because the dead ends are where your hair is breaking off from. So if you have 4 inches of dead ends and your hair breaks off at that 4-inch mark and you grow 5 inches of hair, you're going to see less hair. Or if you have 4 inches of dead ends and you grow 4 inches of hair, you're going to see your hair stay stagnant and stay the same length because it's breaking off as it's growing out. So you want to make sure to clip those dead ends. Some people do it on a schedule, like once every 6 months. Some people do it once a year. I just trim as needed. If I'm detangling my hair and my ends are getting really snaggy and dry and crispy and crackly, then I have some hair shears. I just don't have them with me right now. But make sure to use hair shears. You can order them off Amazon. You can find them in any beauty supply or anything like that. Just get some regular hair shears and trim off that dead hair. There are plenty of videos about how to trim your natural hair. Maybe I'll do one day. But just make sure to trim your hair correctly. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, go to a trusted hair salon, somebody that you trust, because when a lot of these hairstylists cut off way too much hair because they get really scissor happy. But however you do it, get it trimmed as needed. Don't do it on the schedule, because don't cut off healthy hair. But if your hair is dead ends, cut it, and then that way there'll be no breakage at the end, so you get to keep all that new length. Number 6, and this one is so important. Simplicity, guys. Okay? Keep your hair routine simple. So many of us natural girls get caught into we fall in love with our hair and then we want to do everything with it. But what you need to understand is that the more you manipulate your hair, the more you invite breakage. So you're going to want to not do too much, basically. Here I have this bun. In the other videos, I have my hair split down the middle, I had 2 buns. Sometimes when I want to switch it up, I want a different color or something like that, I want a different look, then I'll braid my hair in 2 braids to the back and I'll put a wig on. If I want different color, I use some hair paint wax and just have my hair curly and just hanging. Simplicity. Don't over fry and dye your hair and then expect you to have an easy time growing it. I'm going to keep it honest with you guys, and like a lot of people may not want to hear these things, but I have to tell you, because so many people ask me all the time, not just ask me, but ask anybody they see with hair that they think is nice, but they don't understand that there are some sacrifices that do come with it, and there is some diligence that has to come with it. Some people have it really easy. They can just grow their hair out and don't have to do any work or take care of it at all. But most of us aren't like that, and a lot of us that are like that aren't of African descent. So we tend to have hair that's a lot more prone to being dry and a lot more prone to breakage, but we're the ones that always have to manipulate and do our hair, and then we grow up doing that, and we grow up with these bad hair practices, and then later on in life we want to grow our hair, and we have to relearn how to take care of our hair because of all these, generational things that have been passed on. So keep it simple, okay? If you don't need a perm, don't get a perm. If you don't need a texturizer, don't get a texturizer, okay? If you want your hair to be the healthiest that it can be, don't dye it. Don't bleach it. Do not dye it, because you're breaking down the proteins and you're making your hair more likely to tangle, more likely to break. It's going to be super dry. You're breaking down the cuticle, so your hair won't be able to hold on to moisture. Moisture is natural hair's best friend, okay? Without moisture, that's when the hair starts to break. So keep it simple. You don't need to dye your hair, okay? I'm keeping it 100 with you. Unless you want that color, it's your decision at the end of the day, because it's your hair. But in my opinion, you don't need to dye your hair. There are hair paint waxes, okay? There are wigs, there's weaves, there's hair extensions, and a bunch of other different ways that you can get that color without having to actually alter your hair that comes out of your scalp, because this hair that you took years to grow can get damaged very easily, and that's years down the years of hard work and stuff gone, all because you had a spur of the moment decision to dye your hair. You know what I mean? A lot of people may not like that alone, but you don't need to do that. There are so many different options now that we don't need to do things like that to damage our hair. We don't need to do a different hairstyle every day. More manipulation, more breakage. Remember that. The manipulation goes up, the breakage goes up. So keep low manipulation styles and things like protective styles. This bun can be considered a protective style because my ends are tucked away. You can do braids, you can do twists. Anything that you're not having your hands in your hair every day is a good thing. You don't have to do that all the time, but if your goal is growth, if your goal is to see length retention, then you should start doing it. So number 7 is patience. Hair doesn't grow overnight. The average person grows about an inch of hair. I think they say like every 3 months. So about 6 inches in a year. Now, like I said, if you have 4 inches of breakage and you grow 6 inches, you're gonna see 2. You know what I mean? So it's just like hair growth is a combination of having good hair practices and doing that over a longer period of time, so that you're minimizing breakage and you're keeping as much of the length as possible, and then your hair gets longer that way, okay? But if you have horrible hair practices, then your hair gets shorter, and if it doesn't get shorter, it stays the same length. So just make sure to be patient, guys. Don't keep stressing out and measuring your hair every day and stuff like that, because you're not going to grow an inch of hair overnight unless you do one of those fad things or whatever. And then a lot of those things aren't even true. A lot of the things like the egg, the protein thing and stuff like that doesn't really help. But have patience, guys. And number 8 is where I'm probably going to spend a lot of time. It is do it for you. Grow your hair because you want to grow your hair. Do what's best for you and your hair at all times. Okay? This is coming from experience. All through middle school and high school, I was pretty much natural all my life. I did have a perm before, and my hair did all fall off when I was in like 6th grade. Now, a lot of people say that as to why they don't have any hair now when they're like 30, but my hair did grow back. So, and I only got that because I was listening to peer pressure and stuff like that. I would walk around with my natural hair, and people would be like, when are you going to get something done with your hair? You know, why isn't your hair done? You know, and it made me feel like I was like ugly, or I was like, I mean, that's subjective. Like everybody's going to think somebody's ugly. Everybody's going to think somebody's attractive. But I got that perm basically to say I got that perm not for me. I didn't want it, and I got it, and that's what I got. You know, but it's like fads change. You know what I mean? Things change. When I was in middle school and high school, having natural hair was not cool. I was laughed at for having afro, for wearing an afro, for wearing ponytails and stuff like that. People called me names like Shaka Zulu and stuff like that in a derogatory way, which didn't make much sense because Shaka Zulu was a great warrior. But people made fun of me, and people would ask me like, when are you going to do something with your hair? You should get this. Or I used to get sew-ins, and I got closures because I didn't see the point of keeping out this much hair and then straightening it every day and then wondering why this hair is straight because it's broken down and the rest of it is growing. So they would ask me like, yeah, you should straighten your leave out. You should get leave out because your hair looks like a wig. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, shut up. Because I didn't want that stuff. And so now a lot of those same people are messaging me, asking me, how did you get your hair to grow? Oh, wow. How is your hair so long? How is it so healthy? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because I wasn't doing all that stuff that y'all were doing. I wasn't doing all of that. So now y'all made fun of me then, but now you're asking me for tips. So take that and apply it to your life. The same people that make fun of you or try to peer pressure you to do what everybody else is doing, when you do what you want to do and you get results that they deem desirable, they're going to want to do what you do. Followers are going to follow. It doesn't matter who. So be yourself and grow your hair because you want to grow it. Don't grow it because somebody else said you should or because being natural is popular now. Grow it because you want to grow it, and grow your hair because it's what's going to make you happy. It's something you enjoy, and stuff like that. So basically, I'm just saying that your hair is yours. It's a part of you. It's a part of your body. Okay? You can ideally do whatever you want to do, but basically, if you want to grow it, you can use these different tips to do so. My other videos, I usually have a ring light and all of this extra stuff, but I want this channel to be one that is more raw and more honest, more simple, because simplicity is what's going to get you results as far as dealing with your hair. You don't have to do these DIY deep conditioners and these DIY max treatments and these DIY clay mask infusions and all this extra stuff. You don't have to buy 5,000 products. You don't have to do all this other stuff. You don't have to heat style your hair. If you do that, get a heat protectant. Okay? And don't do it often, but get a heat protectant. There are loopholes in a lot of different ways, so you can, if you want to, if you must, dye your hair or whatever, just do it the right way, do it gradually, and do it, don't overdo it. If you're gonna bleach your hair and dye it, safer colors are the darker ones, so the burgundies and the purples and stuff like that. If you want to have hair like mine, like this color, this is natural, I don't have any dyes or anything in my hair, but if you want hair that's like fire truck red and cotton candy blue and stuff like that and neon green, all of that is going to damage your hair and it's going to eventually fall off. And if you dye over it, it can break off. So just be careful, guys. Be simple. If you want these colors, there are other alternative ways to get it. If you want straight hair, there are wigs, there are hair extensions. That's what they're there for. A lot of people believe that we use them because we don't have hair. No, we use them to protect our hair. So basically, I just wanted to make a tips video that's not like all the other ones, because all the other ones are giving you the same tips. They're saying, just drink water, use vitamins. Scalp massages do help, things like that. I've watched so many different videos that I was able to sift through, and I have some of my own tips that I added in, so I hope you guys like it. This one it was a kind of a spur of the moment video. I don't really have a script. I just have these notes here, and yeah. So if you have any questions about anything, like I'm not a hair stylist. I'm none of those things. I'm just somebody that wanted to grow their hair out and who figured out how to do it. So I'm going to post an updated hair journey video because my other one was very badly done. So I'm going to do it better, and I'm going to show you guys where I came from to where I am now, and how I got there was by following these tips. Keep it simple, guys. Always keep it simple. Do the most simple things, and it'll make the biggest changes, because we in the natural hair community tend to overcomplicate everything. Like we tend to do too much. You need this curl souffle pudding. You need this curl enhancing smoothie. You need 5 different shampoos and 2 different conditioners. It just doesn't. It's not needed, and they just do that so they can take our money, so we can spend more money for these corporations that are targeting a lot of us black women and black men, and they're not even black owned. So we're just giving these people all this extra money for nothing, when a lot of that stuff is no different. It's like the same stuff. It could be like the same exact product. They just put it in different bottles and give it a different label. You know what I mean? Just get one conditioner, one shampoo that works. It doesn't matter what kind of shampoo. Shampoos aren't important. Okay, they are important to use, but the type of shampoo isn't important. Get one. I use shampoos that have sulfates because it keeps my scalp clean. My hair is really thick, super thick, so I need a clean scalp. That's also another tip I should have added. Cleanse your hair often. But yeah, this video is all over the place. I just wanted to post this one. I may make an updated one probably 6 months from now, a year from now. Whenever I see something new or something like that, I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm just want to post more videos, because not that I'm taking YouTube seriously or anything now, but I want to do better than I have been, and post more videos. So this one is probably gonna go up. I may not even promote this one. But basically, if y'all have any questions, follow me on Instagram at Wisdom Coils, or send me a comment below. Ask me anything. I'll answer you probably as soon as possible. We're in quarantine. We're not going anywhere. So yeah, just send me questions, and subscribe, like, comment, all this stuff like that. I like to keep things mellow, keep things simple, and help people. So yeah, if you took anything from this video, please give it a like so other people can see it, to help the YouTube algorithm. All these other big channels that already have millions of views and stuff like that, they don't really need your support as much as a smaller channel like me, or like another smaller channel would need your support, because they already have traffic and YouTube is already pushing them. They don't even know who the heck I am or anybody like me. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you got this far, you're freaking awesome. And if you didn't get this far, whatever. So yeah, thank you, and bye.